Hi everyone, Kelly Marie and welcome to Strandside Natural Health. Today we're going to be talking about bone broth. First of all, bone broth, what it can do, how you make it and why it's good for you. Let's have a look at how we make bone broth. It's not as complicated as people think. Yes, it can be a little bit faffy, it takes a bit of time, but once it's done, you can store it away and you've got a constant supply. So you can use like the actual large carcasses from a Sunday roast, so your chicken carcass, or you can have the thighs. So if you've had thighs for dinner, save your bones. It's that gelatinous bit. It's the cartilage in between the bones. That's what you need to make it gelatinous. Putting all of them into the crock pot. Now, if they don't fit and you're struggling, that you've probably got more bones, and because they're frozen, they won't go into the crock pot and fit in correctly. Then what you can do is use some boiled water from the kettle and just literally pour some of that over the top of them. This just breaks them down. It just helps you to literally break them down into the crock pot properly. Once you have all your bones in your crock pot slow cooker, what you do then is drizzle over 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. This one. Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother. It's probably one of the best apple cider vinegars you can get on the market today. What I do is I just literally drizzle over the apple cider vinegar and then add in the water. This is filtered water. You can use distilled water. I do have a distiller, but I generally find filtered water's just as much as good enough. It's just as good enough. When you start reaching the top, finish. And you can put the lid on. Turn your crock pot to the slowest setting. Set your crock pot on the slowest setting, number 1. On mine, it could be different on different variations of slow cookers. Also, what we want to do then is leave that going for at least 24 hours. Now what that does is it just purges all of the minerals out of the bones, and also it purges all of the cartilage into the water, making or giving it that consistency, gelatinous, which I'll show you once it's finished. After 12 hours, what you can do is add in your herbs. Today I'm just going to be using Echinacea that I've measured out. It's around about 9 grams that you want, but you can add in, my favourite recipe is actually Echinacea, Dandelion Root and Astragalus, but I can put all the details in the description box. There is another one as well which turns its slightly orangey colour, but if you can get hold of Cordyceps is also immune booster. Why use bone broth in your healing protocol? The majority of disease starts in the gut, and as a naturopath, this is what we're taught. And it's quite right. Generally, you'll find that people that have any kind of dis-ease, autoimmune dis-ease, generally have some gut problems, stomach problems. It is known, and there's many people that talk about the theory of leaky guts. So how can you use bone broth? Bone broth can be used in pretty much anything. It's really good for cooking rice, making risotto. I love it in my mushroom risotto. You can use it as a baseline for your soups. I do a wonderful healing chicken broth, chicken noodle soup. That's amazing. You can actually, once you're eating it, you can feel the healing properties and the soothing of your gut lining. Another recipe I like to use for its healing properties is marshmallow root and slippery elm root. Together, these combined and their mucilage properties help to really heal and seal the gut lining. The reason I love bone broth is because it's just super, super healing. I love my immune boosting recipes, but I also love the fact that it's helping you from the inside, which also, with the mineral content, can help on the outside as well. It's really good to make your own bone broth. And I say that because you can buy bone broth from the supermarkets. However, it's not created equal. You don't know how much cartilage content there's been in there, so you don't know whether it's got all the gelatinous properties that you need for healing. It's always best to make your own. Okay, so this is the finished result of the bone broth. This has been left in the fridge overnight. Once it was cooled down, it was stored away. I put over some cling film just to protect it, and it's been left to rest. This is what you're looking for in consistency. So if I just take some out here, you can scrape the top layer of fat off. Not everybody uses that. But what you are looking for is that gelatinous, that sort of jelly-like. I'm going to be using it today to make my risotto. So yeah, you can see the consistency. It sets like jelly, and that's what gives it its gelatinous properties and helps the aid in healing the gut lining.